Alright, let me say this. I wasn't really feeling this battleground build. I wasn't. I mean, we still got 3 weeks. We're gonna get it. But I wasn't feeling it. Now I'm beginning to feel it because now we're getting something that is enticing. It's not there yet because we still got 3 weeks. They still got 3 weeks to build into Battleground. But at least it is now enticing me. I don't know about you guys, but you guys tell me below. First match, 6-man tag. Joe Henry and Hank and Tank versus Dark State. I know you guys already are waiting for me to do my gut report on the releases, and I'm going to see if I can get it done this week. I haven't really been feeling very well because this weather is really messing with my back and my leg because it's been raining. Let's make it clear. It's been raining on and off in New York. It's been raining on and off, and this type of pain is not comfortable. Even when I take my pain medicine, it still hurts. So I have not actually filmed it yet. I'm hoping tomorrow, since it's going to be a clear day, hopefully it won't, my back and my leg will not hurt because it's hurting right now. Even though it has barely rained, it's just been really cloudy, but the weather is just, it just hurts. But I'm going to see if I can get it done. But getting back to Dark State, I'm still not feeling them. To be honest, seeing Dark State there and seeing one member of Dark State who has been around for a very long time, and that's Lennox. I don't know why he's there. Not that I hate him, but I'm surprised he wasn't removed from Dark State. But let me give it to you like this. The setup to lead to what we needed, which was Trick dealing with a Joe Henry. We already know what happened on Impact because he went and messed with him. Now, Joe Henry did. He got it again. He got a little bit of tricky in his blood. A little bit tricky in his head. He got a little bit tricky annoying him because he screwed up the match. Because he comes out, he gets pissed off, he fights with him, and then guess what? Dark State beats Tank. Because it wasn't Hank who got pinned, it was Tank. So, seeing this situation, it really shows that this is not just a short feud. This is going to be a long feud. At least enough of it. The next match, and it's not a title match, and it's not leading to a title match, but probably would lead to a title match. That's Zarya versus Kiana Jordan. Let me give it to you like this. It's already being stated, and I will say this. Seeing that Kiani is the catalyst to see that Zarya eventually is going to be dealing with Soruka. Now, of course, there was nothing really major there, but as you saw the match, which actually was one of the better matches I've seen Kiana Jordan do, actually was. Because this time she's dealing with not another person who is acrobatic or gymnastic or a high flyer. She's dealing with a very strong power wrestler in Zarya. So, yes, she had to do some gymnastics and she did some power moves, but I can tell you right now, this is one of the better matches I've seen her do. Because she could not just do all power. She had to not only do a little bit of attitude, particularly when she smacked her behind her back. Like, smack. And that's not something she hasn't done. But at least you can see she's showing more personality. Understand something. Doing a match, a classic match that's great wrestling is not always enough. Particularly if there's other people like you that can do your job, including a damn good looking Soruka. She don't have this. She's not like this. And she's not like this with that. She's just not. But even though she has a little bit of this and a tiny little of that, she's still gorgeous. Yeah, I'm biased. I'm sorry. I've been biased since I've seen the woman. I'm sorry. I like Soruka. She's a good looking woman. You're going to say, oh, so you like blondes. Well, I was married to an albino who was total blonde. So it's not like I haven't dealt with a blonde before. Understand, I've been in relationships with women who are not blonde. And I was married to a blonde. So there you go. But Kiani not doing the same thing as Soruka was good. She wasn't doing the exact same moveset. And then seeing after they went outside the ring And when Kiani fell into the arms of Soruka, who could have done something to her, but she backed away, she moved over, and then Zarya spearing her out of existence through the guardrail, of course, the breaking guardrail, and Soul looking shocked. That's just the first step, and that's what I mean. Kiani is the catalyst for the first step of seeing that Zarya and Soruka will eventually separate. As I told you guys before, and I want you to understand, Soruka working with Zarya has been the best that we've seen from the three women who came in, which is a Stephanie Fakir, a Julia, and Zarya herself. I have not seen any development from either of the other two, but with Zarya, I see real development. It may not be the best, but at least it's real. I'm moving on. Let's put this down. Did I enjoy the Battle Royal? Yeah. Seeing, again, only two TNA stars. One of them we already know in Elias, who is now being Elijah, and they're saying walk with Elias when he's trying to put his bit over saying, will you walk with Elijah? And they want to do Elias. Fine, I'm not surprised they did that. And Zachary Wentz, he's already been there, that's it. As I told you before, they're going to use established people that will always go into NXT that they know they can trust. Flat out. That one time they brought in Hammerstone didn't look that good. But you know what Elias, they already know him. So they're going to send someone they already know. They know that can work. And that's what we got. Now, we got 2 TNA guys. We got about 8 guys that came from Evolve, I believe. And then a few that came from, was it, how many was it? 6 or 5, 3 or 4 that came from LFG. I think it was 3 or 4 of them that came from LFG. The one who looked the best, I believe, what was his name again? I forgot his name. I can't remember his name. Smithin or something? I can't remember because I haven't watched it. I have not watched the show. Look, guys, I don't have the time or the inclination to look at TNA, AEW, Raw, which I don't do reviews on. Very rarely I would do them. SmackDown, I do reviews, spotty a little bit. But it is a 3-hour show until they go to 2 hours, which makes it better. It's hard to do a 3-hour. NXT, of course. AEW, of course. And then you want me, that's WWE, to look at Evolve, Speed, and FGL. No, LFG, I mean not FGL. I'm dyslexic. I just did it in reverse. That is a lot to watch. There is no way I'm going to watch all that. So I don't really know what's going on LFG. And I definitely have not seen Evolve. And I definitely have not seen Speed. I'm not going to watch them all. That's just too much content. So seeing these guys there does not give me any interest. Hasn't. So I don't know what to feel about them. Did they wrestle all right? Fine. But the ones I cared about, the final 4 was Ethan Page, Devon Evans, we got Sean Spears, and we got Evan Bourne. Bourne. I'm forgetting his name, his first name. But from No Quarter Catch Crew. And I'm like, yeah, I've seen them beginning to show interest in Bourne. So what did it mean? Don't know. I will say the match was good. A good battle royal. Not one of the greatest. Seeing that Trick Willie took out 5 guys. But then, again, we get now Joe Henry going out, Tricky looking pissed, and then getting eliminated by, who did he get eliminated by? I can't remember who eliminated his ass. It was somebody, I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Ethan. I could be wrong, I just don't remember. But then they started fighting one another. And after the match was over, and Bourne won, and it wasn't Ethan Page, it wasn't Spears, and it wasn't a Devon Evans. I'm like, okay, what are we getting here from Bourne? I'm kind of surprised. I don't know. They really haven't done a lot with him. Yes, he did work with Devon Evans a couple of weeks ago because of who was it that he had to face? Dark State. And I'm like, you really gonna go there? Now, Devon Evans, that's questionable, even though he has been more better built than he normally would. So it's cool. And when you see either Sean Spear or Ethan Page, I would have thought that due to the fact that one of the guys for Sean Spear sacrificed himself, maybe it would be good for Ethan not to win and let Sean Spears do it because they have done a lot with the culling. But no, they go with Bourne. And then later, of course, I'll talk about Tricky and Joe in a second. You see Femi congratulating him, and then you hear Charlie Dempsey saying that he's going to take his spot. And Evan Bourne just shoved him into a corner and said, no, you're not taking my spot, but why don't you go up against Femi next week? Because you said you can stretch him and make him cry like he's a little baby. You do it. And I'm like, I don't know what to think about this. This doesn't really feel like a good booking decision. But then you see a good booking decision when it comes to Joe Henry and Trick Willie. So for the first time in history of NXT, we're going to have the TNA World Championship defended on Battleground. Now, they've already done the X Division. They've done it. Now they're doing the World Championship. I'm sure many are going to say, this is cool. Yeah, it is cool. But the question is, they got 3 weeks to build this story up to make it even more interesting. What is Trick going to do at Impact? What is Joe going to do on NXT for the next 3 weeks? Because they can't just leave it at that and then neither one of them are seen. They have to do more. To make it even more important, that Battleground will have the TNA Championship. That is going to be in the end of the show. Of course, might be either the beginning or the middle. Never know. I hope they don't do that. I kind of wish they don't have the TNA champion open the damn show. I don't mind Joe being in the middle of the show. I don't mind him being in the middle of Battleground. That at least will show fans that TNA does mean something to the WWE. But if it opens, then that means TKO WWE is not letting a tiny promotion like TNA that they have a collaboration with really mean much. They'll treat the TNA Championship like the X Division. I'm just saying. Final 2 matches. Let's make this very clear about Miss Parker. Do I like Miss Parker? Yes, I do. Do I believe she's been developed pretty well? Oh, hell yes, she's been developed more than many women. She's worked with a lot of people. And do I believe that there's going to be a point that she's going to the main roster? Hell yeah. Then I look at Carmen Petrovic, who has had some development. She has worked with Shantae Adonis, and now they just broke them apart. Do I feel anything from Petrovic? No. And understand, I don't hate Carmen at all. I don't. I think she does have something as a martial artist. But then I think about Lakita Lyons, who has way more personality. I'm not just talking about personality of her tits and her ass. I'm actually saying that if you look at Carmen Petrovic compared to a Lakita Lyons, it's not about the proportions of the body parts that make them different. You can tell when you look at charisma, Carmen doesn't have as much charisma as Lakita Lyons. Now, mind you, if you're going to look at both of them, they're both damn good-looking women. And most men are going to go for not Carmen, they're going to go over for Lakita Lyons because she got the damn curves to go with it. So I'm looking at this situation where Carmen, who in the ring is no better than Lakita Lyons, who, yes, she's a more curvy woman than Carmen is. So what does she have that's better than Lakita Lyons, who actually does have a lot of personality, not talking about the tits and ass. She actually has been shown to be having a lot of personality, having a lot of aggression, can do practically the same thing as Carmen in the ring. So I'm surprised that she's still on the roster because of all the eliminations that's been going on in the releases. I'm surprised she's still there. Because to be honest, if you're going to be honest, because We are talking about corporate. We're not talking about Vince anymore. And oh, I might do a gut report on what's been going on with Vince and what happened with the merger. I'm going to see if I can do that one in an extra gut report. Don't know how many I'm going to do. But if you're looking at TKO, they're going to go for the biggest bang for the buck. They know sex sells. And yes, Carmen's very beautiful. She's not curvy. She's super curvy. She does have a beautiful body. She can talk to a certain extent. She can wrestle to a certain extent. And she can do martial arts. But when you look at the difference between the two, you're going to see them, unless they're just going to get rid of Lakita and Carmen, Lakita Lyons, who is a more curvier woman than she is. She does just as much as martial arts as Carmen. She also wrestles, and to a certain extent, maybe a little more because she's been in the business longer. They may start focusing on her, unless they get rid of them both. You never know, because they're still eliminating people on the roster. They are. We may lose Carmen Petrovic, and we may lose Lakita Lyons. And to be honest, I think that's not one of the wisest things to do. I do believe that, even though I don't know why Carmen has been eliminated, if there is something, I hope they'll bring it out of her. But if you look at Lakita, if they're going by just a female martial artist who looks damn hot, they're going to pick Lakita because she's a much more curvier woman, unless they're like slimmer women. There you go. Final match. You get Jordynne Grace versus a Julia. I think this was the best match of the night. Now, mind you, and I want to make this very clear, comparing to Miss Parker versus Carmen Petrovic, which was an okay match, and yes, Thea Hale did get involved in it, trying to help a Carmen out because of how they were been disrespected in the back. I didn't forget. This was a superior match for the women. It just was. And now, whoever wins that match is going at Battleground for Stephanie. And it is a Jordynne Grace. I truly believe Jordynne was not going to lose, because if you look at who is the most developed, it's Jordynne. Remember, even though, and let's make this clear, I've heard that Julia is a good wrestler, and I have seen her work. She's good. But if you're going to look at someone who's not only a good wrestler, but has been developed as a character, Jordynne is going to get this opportunity. Now, during the match, there was a botch, a bad botch, that could have ended very badly for Julia when she got flipped back. I forgot the name of the move that she just went through. And she landed square either here or here on her head really hard. I'm kind of surprised. She tried to rotate out of I forgot what it was, inverted blockbuster? No, I think it might have been an inverted blockbuster. No, inverted gut wrench. There you go. It looked like a possible inverted gut wrench. I could be wrong about the name. But instead of just pancaking herself, laying flat, she decided she wanted to try to flip it. And she ended up hitting her head on the mat, and the ref had to go straight to her. Now, that was one of at least 2 botches in the match. Now, yes, I said this was the best match of the night for the women. And comparing Miss Parker versus Carmen, which was an okay match, this was better even though it had 2 not so good looking botches. In the end, we now know the number 1 contender is Jordynne Grace. As I said, she's the right person to do it. Now, let me say 2 things last. Out the Mud is back. Don't care. They've been gone for a while and Scripps is not with them. Mr. Chase now getting a new ring attire. I do not know where they're going with this. I don't know where they're going with Chase U. Unless they really build more than just 2 guys. And I don't remember the guy's name. I always forget their names. These guys. Because I don't really pay that much attention to it. Because they don't really feel like they're important. This entire thing almost feels like this is about trying to get Andre Chase to really mean something other than Chase U. Then why did you bring back Chase U? Unless they're going to bring in more people, I just don't know. This felt more important for Joe Henry to get the match for Trick. That's what this was all about for me personally. But that's just me. Peace.